Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Constancy, a university lecturer who takes pleasure in teaching people what she knows and in helping them overcome their fears. In today's video, I'll be showing you some mistakes students make in exams. Always, when students sit for exams, they make mistakes they could avoid. These mistakes are repeated again and again, such that some have become very common. But the question is, why do they make these mistakes? Some of these mistakes are made because of inadequate exam preparations. Sometimes students fail to start their revisions early enough to equip themselves well. I want to assure you that as a student, you can stand out and avoid these silly mistakes that lower your grades. Stay tuned to learn some of the mistakes students make in exams and how to avoid them. The first one is failing to plan their exam time. Every exam has its duration. The examiners expect the students to have completed answering the questions before time elapses. But some students fail to finish examinations on time and they leave blank spaces. Students can easily avoid this mistake by planning their time. Once you get into the exam hall and you're given your exam question paper, the first thing you should do is to read the instructions to know the number of questions you're allowed to answer and the time allocated. Then you could share the minutes among the questions. When you plan your exam time, you'll be able to answer all the questions, which gives you a chance for your best performance. But you may not be able to answer some easy questions when you do not plan your time. This will eventually affect your grade, so plan your exam time. The second one is mistakes in spellings and grammar. Your answers will not make sense if you make mistakes in your spellings and grammar. Your lecturer or teacher will not be able to understand what you have written, and this makes you get lower marks even if you knew what was expected of you. You do not have to be an English language guru to write grammatically correct sentences or words in your exams. What you need is basic English language skills, so do not belittle yourself if your English language skills are not perfect. You just have to be careful when writing down your answers so that your teachers could understand you. The third one is failing to read exam questions properly. When you misread an exam question, you will definitely answer the question incorrectly. This is a common mistake that can reduce your grade. It is important that you read your exam questions at least twice. Planning your exam time will help you have enough time to read and answer each question correctly. As you read your exam questions, you have to try to mark the keywords in your questions. This is very crucial. The fourth one is panicking in exam hall. Most students panic in exam hall. Perhaps they did not prepare enough for their exams. This particular mistake will make you not to do your best. It makes students not to read exam questions correctly. What to do to avoid panicking in exam hall is to prepare adequately for exams. You must start your revisions as early as possible to avoid a last-minute rush. Besides that, you have to remember to take a deep breath and believe in yourself. The fifth one is failing to understand what the examiner wants from them. When you do not understand what the examiner wants in a question, you will answer the question incorrectly. You will not give an answer that your teacher or examiner is expecting. Some students make this mistake because they cram their class notes instead of understanding them. You can avoid this mistake by studying to understand your notes and starting your revisions early enough. Studying with exam questions could also help you understand what your teacher wants from you. Number 6 is not checking what they have written before submitting answer booklets. As a student, you can lower your grades by not checking what you have written before submitting your answer booklets. It is important that you spare a few minutes to check your answers. This will help you find some spelling and grammatical errors. You may also find some answers you have not completed. The last one is having illegible handwriting. Students have obtained grades that disappointed them because of bad handwriting. When your teacher finds it hard to read what you have written, giving you a good score becomes impossible. Even if your answers are correct, illegible handwriting could reduce your total score. Please try as much as you can to space your answers such that you can read them without difficulties. The answer booklet comes with enough space for each question. Therefore, use it appropriately. You can also try to use a good pen when writing your exams. It is advisable to carry an extra pen when going for exams. so that if you run out of ink, you could use the other and avoid begging in exam hall. Kindly stay tuned to watch my next videos. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments and please subscribe to my channel.